love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. Hey, Scott, good morning. Welcome to Money Matters. How can I help?
Good morning. I was just curious for some advice on whether to take an offer for a lump sum payout from a pension plan versus leaving it there for a former employer.
Yeah, Scott, let's hear it. What's going on? First of all, how old are you?
47.
47. So you're well before retirement age. So you're not thinking about super early retirement anytime soon, are you?
No.
Okay.
No. I wish.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just said the same thing. Yeah, I wish. But, and then, so tell me the numbers and kind of the main question. Let's get to the root of it.
Well, I have a pension from a former employer that's worth about $75,000.
Got it.
In a lump sum payment today. They're offering to cash me out, and I'm trying to decide whether to leave it there until I retire at 62, 65, whatever the case.
So today versus 62, 65, what are the parameters if you wait and you start taking the, let's call it, you take it at 62? I would think they've probably given you some monthly amounts. What do those look like?
Off the top of my head, the 65 year payout is roughly $1,100 a month for the rest of my life.
$1,100 a month for the rest of your life, and that is that's starting at age 65 or 62?
65.
Okay, so let's just do some quick math here. And I've got my financial calculator out. And if you start with $75,000 today, right? And let's say you grow this and you've just invested in a relatively conservative fashion. We're not talking about a lot of gain here. Let's call it 5% a year. So okay. 47 to 57 is 10, and then another 5 years. So we're talking about another 8 years. So we're talking about 18 years, right? So I take 18, and let's see what your 75 should be worth in the future. So that's 75 today that's technically your present value.
Correct.
Scott, that would turn into around 180 grand. If you wait until you are age 65. And that's at a conservative 5% rate of return, okay?
Right.
So then I take my 181, technically, as I do this math, and then I say, well, what is that per year on my 6% pension test? 6% of that is about 11 grand. It's 10,870 to be exact. Divide that quickly by 12, and you get $950 a month. So and to some extent that's getting close to $900 to $1,000 a month is what you would have on your own if you invested the money and it grows at a very modest pace, and then you start pulling from that. It's worth it about $900 to $1,000 a month. And if you look at, guess what? That's a lot that's what their actuarial calculators are doing as well, because they're going to give you $1,100 a month, except that one is guaranteed. I would tell you that when they're relatively equal like that and you're so young, right, at some point you're going to have, you may have some use for that money. The pension is great because it's a guaranteed monthly amount, drip, drip, drip over time. But we haven't even gotten into whether this is a spousal or a life. This is probably your life offer, the highest offer relative to the 100% spousal offer, which is something that would reduce it. I think in this case, because that's the life offer for you single, not with your spouse, I would say that you're probably better off just taking the lump sum and doing that as a rollover from the math that I do. So lump sum in this case, rollover, so you don't have to worry about taxes. Then the investment question is a whole nother area. But for now, hopefully that gives you some help on a Sunday morning of which option to go through. And thanks for listening to Money Matters, Scott.
Definitely helps. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.